starting from a question, and then we'll be discussing about the supply chain. Since having you been from the supply chain field, could you please give me an idea that what you are thinking about the supply chain and supply chain management? They are the two things. That what do you mean by the supply chain, and what do you mean by the supply chain management? Can I ask a question from like maybe a layman perspective from any of you, that from where does supply chain start?
Is it start from supplier and it end from the end customer.
Okay, great. It starts from the supplier. So the first activity of the supply chain is, you're saying that to interact with the supplier. Okay, great. अच्छा इससे भी आगे और can you मैं इसको और broader level पे लेके जाता हूँ. From where does a business start?
That's
Like
from demand.
Kiran wants to say something.
सर सप्लाई चेन के लिए एक जो मोस्टली यूज होता है एक स्टेटमेंट, वो ये फ्रॉम फार्म टू फोक इज बेसिकली डिस्क्राइब द सप्लाई चेन.
Yeah, it's very true, very true, very true. So this farm to fork, it's a kind of a one way process, or it's a kind of a cycle. So my question is that मैं चलें supply chain से भी ऊपर की हम बात करें. So from where does the business start? Business कहाँ से start होता है? What's the first thing we do in the business?
So it start from customer demand basically.
Okay, great.
Customer needs and requirement.
Great. So what we do in order to get to know the customer's demand?
Sir, market research.
Market survey.
Market research. So what we are doing, and what could be the results of the market survey?
This results in to see if the product that we're about to provide or the service that we're about to provide, is it even needed in the market?
Great.
And to know the competition between the products that we'll be facing.
Basically, to know the market dynamics and the customer preferences.
So number one, we looked maybe okay. We want to know the market competition. That to what extent, what's the market competition, and the more important is, we want to know about the number of, for example, units, or what is the demand of our product in the market. यही हम पता करना चाहते हैं. We know to what extent our product is to be sold, or to what extent our product is being demanded in our market for example, next couple of weeks or next couple of years, whenever we're doing a survey from the market. So definitely we'll be asking a question that there is a possibility that customer is saying, yes, I'll buy a product from you. So that buying is a short term, it's a medium term, it's a long term, right? So it means that whenever before doing or before start of our business, and even we have started a business, what we do is that we continuously trying to get feedback from the market about the demand of our products, that to what extent, what is the demand of our product. So we get the feedback. Now after getting that feedback, then we compare and contrast that. For example, if we are producing, if I'm producing this like pen, now I want to know that what is the demand of this pen in the market. Once I have taken the data that okay, the demand for this pen is 10 million units per month for the next 12 months. Now what I'll do, I'll compare and contrast this 12 million units with my own resources, that to what extent resources I'm holding in my company, isn't it? Right? Am I able to fulfill the 10 million units or 12 million units demand for a month? Or I have to, maybe my resources are lesser, or my resources are more, or what to do, right? So it means I'll discuss that what we have to do, that if it's compare and contrast is not right, or it's not in the balance. But the point is that this in fact reflects that the first process of any business is a plan or planning, right? And that is in fact, जब भी हम supply chain की बात करेंगे, so the first pillar of supply chain is also plan. So now what do we mean by the plan? Plan, it's not only that you're just planning it. The first, even within the plan, is forecasting. The first thing is you are forecasting the demand of your product in the market and then with the help of that feedback, that whatever the demand of your product is, that you are comparing and contrasting, and that compare and contrast in fact leads you to toward the decision that okay, this is the particular amount of product which you have to produce in order to satisfy the customer's needs. So this whole process of forecasting the demand, then comparing and contrasting, means comparing your demand of a product with the resources of companies. That whole process is called the planning, which we normally know and which we do in the company, obviously. Acha, let me ask you one academic question. Uh, what is the difference between what we call it want and demand? Maybe you would have studied economics as well. It's because this is a fundamental difference. A lot of time, once we are going to get the feedback from the people, we sometimes forget to take the difference between demand and want. Any idea about demand and want? Okay.
सर वांट जो है वो तो लग्जरी में आ जाता है ना, बट इट्स नॉट बेसिक नेसेसिटी, बट दैट इज समथिंग दैट यू वांट.
Okay.
और बाकी जो दूसरा आपने कहा डिमांड का है, डिमांड क्या है ना दूसरा आपने?
Yeah, demand, exactly.
यस, सो वो बेसिकली जो आपकी जो बेसिक नीड्स होती हैं.
Okay, basic needs and demand. अच्छा, let me ask you a question that for example, अगर हम एक सर्वे करते हैं किसी भी एक एरिया में, XYZ एरिया में, जो कि जिसको आप समझ लें कि कच्ची आबादी है, राइट? वहां से हम पूछते हैं उनको कि क्या आपको मर्सिडीज बेंज पसंद है? डू यू लाइक टू बाय द मर्सिडीज बेंज, या डू यू वांट टू ड्राइव द मर्सिडीज बेंज? सो मोस्टली आंसर क्या होगा
सर
अगर
उनका फिर वहाँ पे वो वांट होगी पर उधर की डिमांड नहीं होगी वो, लाइक
exactly? So
उनको चाहिए होगा
everybody
वो.
would, everybody would love to have the
Yeah.
to love to drive the Mercedes Benz, right? But the problem comes with the purchasing power. So it means that if the want is not backed by the purchasing power, it's not your demand. So a lot of time, once we are having a survey about to know that to what extent our product could be sold in the market, you know that वो कहते हैं कि उनकी बहुत market में बहुत demand है. Normally that is not demand, that remains a want, that people wants to buy. But now it depends that the people who are saying that we are willing to have your product, we are willing to consume your product, you have to see that what is their purchasing power. So that's why whenever we are going for the forecasting, we are focused upon the demand forecasting, not the want forecasting. We want to see that to what is the market the purchasing power of our market, and to what extent they are willing to. So willingness to buy and ability to buy, both things make together the demand. So that's why the first thing which we call it, it is the demand for a product. So supply chain may the in any of the business, let's forget about the supply chain. The first thing is to plan about the product, to get the market demand, to know the market demand of that product, and then you compare that, okay, market demand is, for example, XYZ units. What is my production capacity? To what extent I can deliver to the market? So this whole process is called the process of planning. Now, once for example, if I am in a company and I'm producing this pens, and I have forecasted the demand of the pens, and I know that okay, this amount of pens I need to produce, and I have planned everything. Now the next step becomes, in after the planning, what is my next step? मैंने प्लान कर लिया कि ठीक है, मुझे ये पेन प्रोड्यूस करने हैं इतनी XYZ अमाउंट में. What would be my next step after the planning? What do you think that what would be my next step?
Execution.
So what would be the first step in the execution?
So
raw material कहाँ से gather करें?
Great. Raw material कहाँ से gather करें? तो हम raw material कहाँ से gather करेंगे, ये कहाँ से buy करेंगे? तो raw material जिनसे हम buy करते हैं, what is their names? From where do we buy the raw materials? वो कौन होते हैं जहाँ से हम raw material buy करते हैं? जी
सर, ये raw material suppliers जो होंगे, जो source होगी.
Right, great. Source or sourcing. So, okay, first just write with you the plan, and the second is the right word you have used is the source. Once we have planned, okay, हमें ये चीज produce करनी है, then we have come up with the details of that product, that what kind of raw material we require, and then we have sent that raw material to a certain department. कि जी हमें we need to have these kind of raw materials in order to produce this product. Now, for having that raw material, what we require is that first we select the supplier. पहले हम suppliers को देखेंगे, who are the persons, what are the entities or the parties to from where we can buy this raw material, right? So first we are selecting the supplier, or we are already हमारे पास अगर if maybe we have already a pool of suppliers, so we'll be identifying the right supplier for the right product, right? Number one. Secondly, once we have identified or once we have selected the supplier, then we'll be putting order to that supplier, जिसको हम purchase orders कहें, कुछ भी कहें. First, before putting the purchase order, we'll be negotiating with that on the various aspects and all that, right? And then after that, we'll be putting the order to that supplier and we'll be buying that product. So sourcing में जो source की बात मैंने की, वहां उसके अंदर पहला step, the first step was identifying and selecting the supplier, and then once you have identified and selected the supplier, now you're moving on to have the transaction done with that supplier. Means that you're giving him specifications, specs आप उसको दे रहे हैं, and then after giving the specs, you are negotiating about the price, about the various things, inventory holding and all that. And once it's done, the product is being procured, the product is being purchased, or it's being moved to the facilities. ठीक है, अब उसके बाद क्या होगा? क्या आप supplier को छोड़ देंगे? It means that after buying, it's not in the industrial marketing and in the industrial relationship management, it's not a one-time buying, maybe most of the time. So it means that you have to also maintain relationship with your supplier. So sourcing का जो मैंने आपको second कहा कि source, it is having three at least identical processes. First is identifying and selecting the supplier, then actually executing the transactions, and later on maintaining the relationship with those suppliers, right? For example, you know that ये जो आपका supplier है, that for XYZ supplier, that supplier is providing the key components to you, and because of the provision of those key components, your company is running. And for example, if those key components are not there or key materials are not there, you could be in a position of supply chain disruption. So it means that we have to maintain the relationship. मुझे अभी आपको पता है power breakdown हुआ ये चंद एक दिन पहले. इसी तरह का एक power breakdown, it happened maybe 10 years before. Once one of the Pakistan's hydroelectric production dam was not able to operate. Usko there was अच्छा ये जो हमारी चीजें हैं ये these all what I am discussing is for the academic purpose, not to put anywhere else. So what happened के वो Pakistan का जो one of the hydroelectric dam, it suddenly broke out. The problem was there were the certain wires and the cables which were used in the operation of the machines, and those cables were suddenly were out of order suddenly, and you know that performing well, or their specifications got out of order. Okay. Obviously, all of the operations of that hydroelectric plant, hydroelectric power generation, whatever that dam was, uske sare operations, that was dependent upon the cables which were being used in that production system, in the mainframe machine, jo bhi kahin pe honge, wo jo bhi equipment se. You can imagine that it took 10 days or 12 days in order to identify that from where to buy these cables. Right, and after identifying the supplier, there was a term of negotiation with the supplier, and almost it took around 17 to 18 days to have the contract executed, and then to immediately give airlift to the cables and bring the cables to the facilities for putting them into the machine. So that whole 10-20 days, there was a lot of hue and cry in the country. You could see there was a lot of discussions on the media and talk shows and all that. So this is a government failure. Somebody was saying that, okay, this has been done by KG India ki sazish hai and America ki sazish hai and something and all that. But that was a classical supply chain failure, right? Now, what classical supply chain failure was, that they could have identified the supplier previously while buying those cables. They would have executed the transaction, but later on, they did not maintain the relationship with the supplier, or at least they were not aware of those suppliers. So it means that this, in the sourcing, it's not enough to identify and select the supplier and then to bring the, or to purchase the product, but it's even more important to have the right kind of relationship with the right supplier. So especially the suppliers, which are the vendors, those who provide you the key equipments or the critical equipments, for them, the companies have a very close relationship. So it means that the sourcing has the three sub processes, which is we call it identifying, selecting suppliers, then having execution of the whatever our regular operational transactions, procurements, negotiation, and all that, and then maintaining the relationship with those suppliers. Okay, now we planned, we forecasted. In fact, after forecasting, we compared and contrasted with our resources. Then we came up with the numbers that to what extent raw material we require in order to produce a product. So this was a planning. The same information was sent to the certain department, supply chain department. That department identified the suppliers and select the right supplier in order to buy those products. The transaction, the negotiations took place, and whatever the purchase orders and transactions were executed, and later on the relationship with the suppliers tend to be maintained. Okay, now the raw material has come to your facilities. So what next? Once the raw material is there, so obviously it will not be directly going into the facilities of a company, of the production facilities of a company. Definitely, it would be going into the warehouses. Sorry?
Inventory. It will go to inventory.
Inventory, exactly. So it would be maintained. It would be go to the warehouses. It would become the part of your inventory, and it would also, that be over there for a certain time until the requirement from the production is not coming. So after that raw material is there, then the production takes place, and the raw material are the inventories, whichever we have with us. Those raw materials and inventories are pushed to the production processes, and obviously for doing that production, again a production planning is conducted. You know that a lot of you would be aware of that. The aggregate production plans and master production schedules, and what we call the material requirement plans. So those production plans in fact help us to tell that, okay, what we are going to produce today and what we are going to produce in next 6 months, right? For example, if we talk about the aggregate production plan, so aggregate production plans just it reflects that what are the number of units of the certain product family which we are going to produce in next 6 months or a year. And if we go toward the master production schedule, it tells us that what we're going to produce tomorrow. So wo production schedules ke mutabik, the products are being transferred, the raw materials are being shifted to the plant, and then conversion takes place, value addition takes place, and then those raw materials are being converted into the final product. That so that can be called the third pillar of supply chain, which we call it, we can name it as a make. So first was a plan, second was a source, third can be make, or produce कह लें, but make आप इसको make जिसके अंदर सारा पूरे production processes आ रहे हैं आपके, the raw material is being pushed, and after various production processes and after various iterations and value additions, the end result of the production is that you are getting the final product, right? So then it's a produce. Again, when the product is produced, where it's going, normally again it goes to the warehouse, but it's a finished goods warehouse. So पहले जो आपका raw material आया था, that went to the raw materials warehouse and was stored over there, inventory management, and then now once the production has been done, then it moves on to the finished goods warehouse और वहां पे finished goods की इन्वेंट्री होगी. अच्छा, अब वहां पे now what will happen next? अब आप मुझे बताएं कि इससे फिर आगे क्या होगा?
उनको retailers, suppliers के पास भेजता है, distributors या wholesalers के पास, and from there it will move to the consumers.
Yeah, so then we have to to bring those products, pull out those products to send to deliver to the end consumer. So that part is called the deliver. That getting the products from the warehouse, finished goods से और वहां पे various transportations के through maybe company की distribution planning जो भी होगी, through that we'll be delivering that product to the customer. ठीक है? So it'll be वो पूरा process. तो इसको हम deliver कह सकते हैं. The fourth pillar of supply chain, we can call it as a deliver. So plan, source, make and deliver. Ab deliver, so deliver ke end pe what would be the output of the deliver? That the product is there with the end consumer. Our product is there with the maybe at least हमने customer को दे दी और customer, you know that there is a difference sometime between customer and consumer. You are aware of that. For example, अगर आप Procter & Gamble की बात करेंगे तो उनका immediate customer उनका distributor है जो कि that is buying from them, right? So जबकि consumer are us, that those who are consuming that product, right? So a lot of time it happens that in the big companies that they are just shifting the product to the distributor, and then distributor through the various channels that product is being reached to the consumer. So that's somebody told here that from farm to fork. So अब उसमें एक certain stage पे आगे वो distributors आगे फिर उसको take up कर लेता है उस पूरे process को. And once the product has been delivered to the marketplace, जब वो उसको consumer के पास चली जाती है, so then again is a very important task जो कि हमारे पहले process के साथ connect हो जाता है, the process of planning. And that task is that again we take the feedback from the market intelligence. We are taking the feedback that, okay, how was our product? What was its price? What was its you know that quality? What was its supply chain? Means a lead time. What was its once a packaging quality once we delivered the product, and all that aspects which customers in fact look while the product is being consumed or product is delivered to the customer. Okay, usme whether the customers were satisfied with the price, quality, packaging, all that. So with the help of that feedback, again we are altering the process of planning. Then again we are doing sourcing. Then again we make and then deliver. So this all the process which I have just discussed with you, this is a process of supply chain. So plan, source, make and deliver, and then taking feedback from the customer, and again this cycle keeps on running, and this cycle is there in the every company whichever is operating on the mother earth. Agar aap koi bhi company ko dekh le, whether it's a smaller company or it's a bigger company, every company is in fact adopting this supply chain process. This is a supply chain process, right? So the concept of the supply chain could be the process of the supply chain could be divided into these 4 pillars: plan, source, make, deliver. And then you can say the feedback as the 5th pillar. So then there's a feedback. So इस पूरे process को हम supply chain कह सकते हैं. Now having that in mind, having that that discussed in detail, that what are the various processes, I would request you that maybe now you can define that what is supply chain management, right? This was a supply chain. This could be mismanaged supply chain. Maybe company are not properly managing the plan. They're not properly doing sourcing, making, deliver. So this is a cycle. Now by keeping in view this cycle, what could be your definition of the supply chain management? That according to you, the supply chain management is this, or for example, like if you ask me, that I would say that it's the process which starts from managing, process which starts from the planning and ends at the customer's ends at delivering the product to the customer, and then again starts by taking the feedback for the planning. So this whole process is, and management of this process, or the management of plan, source, make, deliver, and getting feedback, is the supply chain management. This could be one of the crude definitions. There are other comprehensive definitions of supply chain. So my now I'll suggest you that if you definitely you'll be having notebooks or something in front of you, just think for maybe 2 minutes and write your own definition of supply chain, and then we'll go toward what the definition have been provided by the various that academicians and various policy makers and various peoples. So आप पहले अपनी definition लिखें, and then we'll be discussing about. So I'm just giving you 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes I'll be asking from you. Okay, so Salman Farooq has shared his concept about the supply chain management. He says that supply chain management involves streamlining all supply chain activities in a way that costs are reduced, market competitiveness is increased, and customer satisfaction is improved. Okay, great. Right. So now this, Salman, if I say that involves streamlining all supply chain activities, so could you define that? What do we mean by the all supply chain activities?
What I mean is that since we had those boxes where we were thinking about planning honi chahiye, sourcing honi chahiye, and making and then delivering, each of those will consist of activities. For example, planning will involve a number of managers and so on. So how many managers do you need, and how they need to coordinate between themselves is sort of streamlining that activity. Similarly, making, for example, can have different sort of techniques or different production methods. So it's about streamlining those activities कि भाई कब warehouse में कितनी inventory होनी चाहिए and how much should be transferred to the production line and so on. So that is what I mean by streamlining those activities. उसके भी definitely बहुत सारे methods हो सकते हैं.
Yeah, great. It's completely fine, and yeah, it reflects all about the supply chain management. Okay, then Musawwir has written here that supply chain management is the process of managing supply chain cycle from planning, sourcing, making, from planning, source, make, delivery, and feedback. Okay, fine, that's also great. Managing of that supply chain cycle, plan, source, make, delivery, and feedback. Great. Then Javeria Wasim says, as per my understanding, supply chain works in order to manage flow of goods. They are responsible for purchases and getting things in-housed and then properly stored. Goods can vary from trims to even electronic items. Okay, Javeria, could you just a bit elaborate on your definition or the concept of supply chain?
Sir, I work in a textile industry, right? So जो हमारा supply chain department है, they are dealing with everything. अगर फॉर एग्जांपल हम यहाँ से कोई इंक्वायरी रेज करते हैं कि हमें बटन्स चाहिए और मेटल ट्रिम्स में चाहिए बटन्स, तो वो उनका काम है कि वो सप्लायर लोकेट करते हैं, उससे हमें ऑप्शंस मंगवा के दिखाते हैं, एंड देन इफ वी आर सेटिस्फाइड विद इट हम उन्हें पीओ रेज करते हैं, दे गेट दैट पीओ प्रोसेस्ड और वो ट्रिम्स को ऑर्डर करते हैं, देन वो उनको इन हाउस कराते हैं, एंड देन दे मेक श्योर दैट दो ट्रिम्स एंड अप विद अस.
Okay, great. You're very right. अच्छा, इसमें let me a bit differentiate, you can say, between the supply chain management and the supply chain department. You know that supply chain management can encompass the various departments because it's a planning, it's a sourcing, it's a making, delivery, and feedback. So this whole process is called the supply chain. That's why a lot of people call it the value chain, right? Because in fact, the supply chain specialists, most of the supply chain specialists argue that an organization is nothing but a supply chain. They say that an organization is just an entity of the various connected activities, right? So primarily what you get, for example, an organization is an entity which is just connecting the planning, sourcing, making, delivery, and getting feedback. So this is also called the value chain.
बेसिकली हमारे पास डिमांड अगर एग्जिस्ट होगी जो सप्लाई होगी, तो दुनिया में दो चीजें तो चल रही होती हैं, डिमांड एंड सप्लाई एवरी टाइम. तो ये डेफिनेशन भी ट्रू है कि सप्लाई चेन किसी भी कंपनी की हो तो वो सप्लाई चेन तभी होगी जब कंपनी एग्जिस्ट तभी करेगी जब सप्लाई चेन होगी.
Exactly. So it's an organization spanning activity. You can say that it's a, and now you're very right that within the supply chain, the one of supply chain department has been housed in a way that most of the sourcing things, अगर आप traditionally देखें तो supply chain department जो है वो sourcing का जो pillar है supply chain का उसको देख रहा होता है और delivery के pillar को to some extent that is in fact taken care of और इसमें बाकी लेकिन there are a lot of other departments are involved in that movement of goods and services. From so supply chain department point of view, you're very right, but it's a bit अगर आपकी इस definition को थोड़ा सा आप extend करें, so it could be a very comprehensive. Nevertheless, from supply chain departments, it's okay and it's true. Uruj has mentioned that it can be defined as the managing the intermediaries, external and internal, fine, effectively. Okay, so it can be defined as the managing the intermediaries, those are external and internal, effectively reducing cost, improve efficiency of the workflow process with an objective to produce and deliver a value added product to the consumer in a competitive market. Okay, fine, it's a quite comprehensive, so it's yeah, you can take it from the view that the supply chain is managing the external and internal activities at intermediaries. I'll be just explaining you about this internal and external, that what technically how do the people name it. Okay, Maqsood has mentioned the management of flow and executing the information from the source to end consumer through specific path is called. Okay, flow and executing the information from the source. Maqsood, why didn't you include, what is your perception that should the plan not be a part of the supply chain cycle? If yes, why?
Yes, plan is the part of supply chain cycle, but एक हमारे पास सबसे पहले consumers के मार्केट सर्वे करते हैं, तो उसके बाद फिर हम लोग इन्फॉर्मेशन गैदर करने के बाद ही हम उस पर एग्जीक्यूशंस करते होते हैं। बेसिकली हमें इन्वेंट्री मंगवानी है, तो इन्वेंट्री स्टोर करनी है, तो इसलिए फिर हम इसको एग्जीक्यूट करें, तो जो इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें मिलेगी उसके बाद हम लोग एग्जीक्यूशन करेंगे, तो फ्लो ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन। तो ये मेरी एक परसेप्शन है।
ओके, तो आप यू आर रीवर्डिंग प्लानिंग एज द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ फ्लो एंड एग्जीक्यूटिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द सोर्स टू द एंड कंज्यूमर. So effectively, supply chain is planning. It is of course from planning to end consumer, but we can define planning in a way that it is getting the information from the consumers or customers about the demand, and then comparing and contrasting with the sources, and then sourcing, and then end customers. We can call it from that perspective as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then Muhammad Ahmed has mentioned that SCM is the process by which a company makes sure that its resources are utilized effectively and efficiently to deliver the desired product to customer without any inconvenience. So customer is fully satisfied and will become a recurring customer. Okay, fine, it's fine. किसी भी चीज को जब हम define करते हैं, whether maybe it's a supply chain or it's any concept from the organization point of view. So normally it could be from the output perspective, it can be from the input perspective, and it can be from the process perspective. For example, if you're talking about supply chain, so jaise as Muhammad Ahmed has mentioned that it is done to ensure to avoid the inconvenience for the customers and to make the customer satisfied. So this means that this is the output view of the supply chain, that what is required. There could be input view of the supply chain, that for example the management of the sourcing activities and the management of the planning, sourcing and the production and the delivery, the management of these activities. So this kind of definition would be more input and process oriented. So दोनों तरह की किसी चीज को हम define कर सकते हैं depending upon the nature of that concept is. So from that perspective, Muhammad Ahmed, you're right. Ali has mentioned that basically it's a network between a company and its suppliers to produce and distribute finished goods with the final buyer. Furthermore, in simple words, keeping track of supplies, how much we need, where they are, and when would be needing more. Ali, could you a bit substantiate it, that what do you mean by it? Ali, you're not audible. I think maybe there's something issue with the mic, or sometime it happens that Google Meet that we can hear the voice of.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yeah, which part are you referring to? Which when would be needing more? That part?
Could you hold on for a while? Assalamu alaikum. I'm sorry. Okay, so Ali, I was just mentioning about your definition that this furthermore, in simple words, keeping track of supplies and how much we need.
ठीक है.
Hmm.
हाँ, so basically जो कंपनी प्रोडक्ट बनाने के लिए रॉ मटेरियल जो सप्लायर से मांगती है, तो उसी पे मैं हाईलाइट कर रहा हूँ कि कीपिंग ट्रैक ऑफ सप्लाईज के जो प्रोडक्ट बना रही है उसमें लाइक उनको भी फोरकास्ट करनी पड़ती है, लाइक व्हेन वुड दे बी नीडिंग मोर in future.
Okay, so that could be one essential component of the supply chain, right? So basically, it's a network of, as you mentioned, it's fine that it's a network between a companies. वैसे तो normally we call it supply chain, but as a matter of fact, it is a network. Definitely, there are a lot of companies connected together. It's a web supply chain web. They are connected together to produce and distribute finished goods. Fine, and primarily the essential part is that as to how to ensure the availability of raw materials, and then for the production, and before that, from where to buy it, and from where, what are the particular suppliers from where we can buy. Anyway, okay, fine. Moving on to Daniel Beg, he has mentioned supply chain management is a network of all the organizations, supplier, distributor, and technology involved in creation and sale of product. Fine, it's true. You're true that it could be that perspective as well. Then Ali Riaz has mentioned that supply chain management is the identification of customer demand, right? Management of manufacturing resources, okay, and delivered to customers in a effective ways with constant feedback. Okay, so ye sare, all the cycles almost you have covered in that. Fine, agreed. And supply chain management is the management of, Arisha Shabir has in fact mentioned that supply chain management is the management of the processes involved in the supply chain, which are planning, sourcing, making, delivering, and finally taking feedback from the customer. It also makes sure that the demand of the market is met and customer is satisfied. Okay, great. So from these definitions, if anybody has left with, you can also write your definition here. What I would suggest Miss Monis that she can copy all these definitions and put again against your name in a Word file. So then gradually, whatever the discussion would be, we can keep track of that, and she can put in each of your files. So it could also be taken as a kind of a class participation. ठीक है, तो उसमें, and then later on, जो आखिर में, once we'll be discussing, so even we can compare and contrast in terms of that. Okay, what was our understanding about the supply chain at the beginning of the session, and what is our understanding about the end while the session is ending. Okay, so anybody who was left with, I would suggest to write and copy paste definition here, that what's your understanding. Now you know that in fact all what I want about the basics of supply chain that we have discussed. In fact, I wanted you to start from जो lecture है मेरा, उसमें हमने we started from this the supply chain of a jacket, and that, for example, once we are wearing jacket, have you ever wondered that from where all of the materials are coming? So now if we think back, so we can get to know that this the jacket or whatever, for example, if I'm wearing this watch or I'm wearing this tie, so this tie has gone through the various process to be a tie and to be delivered to me. So all those processes could be called or could be named as the processes of the supply chain. The same goes with all of the various products. So, and once we have a dissection of this definition of supply chain, we go deep down into that. So I think we can find at least three kinds of the exchanges. First is the exchange of information, that every step of the supply chain, there's a massive exchange of information. Maybe once we are getting, if we start from the planning, so planning in fact starts from the information. We're taking information about the customer's demand. So then customers demand, we are managing our we are doing planning by comparing and contrasting customers demand with our resources, and the same information is being shared with the other related departments. That's our maybe the planning department and supply chain department and all that. So in the whole process of the supply chain, you could see that the sharing of information is at peak, and everything is being done on the basis of what the information is being shared. And this information is in fact being not only among the various pillars of supply chain: plan, source, make, deliver, but this is also between company and customer information being exchanged over here. Number one. Number two, you could see that there is a flow of material from now we call it the upstream supply chain. If we divide supply chain from the stream point of view, so the upstream supply chain is the company's suppliers and suppliers. So the raw materials, getting raw materials and all that, that's called the upstream supply chain. And midstream supply chain is the supply chain within the company, right? The inventories, moving inventories from the warehouses to the production, and then production process takes place, and after the production, once moving the finished goods to the warehouses and then putting them for the delivery. So that's called the midstream supply chain. So upstream is related to the suppliers and suppliers and getting raw material and all that. Raw material ke company mein pahunchne tak, whatever the processes are, those are called the upstream supply chain. And then the processes, supply chain processes taking within the company are called the midstream supply chain, and then downstream supply chain when the product is being taken and being sent or being delivered to the customer. So I'm saying that information exchange is all there in the upstream, downstream, upstream, midstream, downstream supply chain between these three streams and within the stream. So information exchange is over there. Then material is flowing, or it's coming from the upstream supply chain, then it's going to midstream supply chain, and then at the end it's being delivered to the customer, right? So material from raw material hai, components are sometimes we require for the machine. So wo wahan se material components aate hain, then the final product is the end product which we need to send, or which we need to deliver to the customer. And then obviously there is normally there's exchange of flow of money from customer to from downstream to upstream. There is a flow of money. The customer is transferring the finance to the company is transferring obviously to the suppliers and something. So agar hum isko dekhen, iski dissection kare, we just go in deep down into this process of supply chain. So we can see that in this process, this information, material and money, these three things are flowing, and these three things are being basically the essence of supply chain. Okay. Achha, ab isliye once, although it's not the time to discuss about this term, but once we talk about the supply chain integration, okay, the supply chain is very integrated. So it does not mean that they are very close in terms of the physical proximities. That means the sharing of the information is very rapid, or maybe the on-time or the real-time sharing of the information, and the flow of the material is very sharp and according to the information provided, and the same is for the money. So ye jo teeno aspects hain, all the information, material and money, in fact the integration of these three things, sharing of the information, sharing then flowing of the material and flowing of the finances, so these are the pillars of the supply chain integration. And once we talk about the integrating the supply chain, anyway, So this could be whatever you discussed. This could be a graphical snapshot of that supply chain. That there's a this upstream supply chain here at the left side, raw material suppliers, and then raw material suppliers are providing to their customers, and then the company is getting the product and then moving to the wholesaler, distributor, and all. So there's a obviously, as somebody mentioned, that supply chain network. So you could see that this is a supply chain network. Having that in having that discuss the plan, source, make, deliver, and feedback, the pillars, essential pillars of supply chain, having in mind that the information, material, and money are essentially flowing across the various supply chain cycles. And by seeing this graphical illustrations, I think that now you would be able to at least apprehend that these three definitions, which have been provided by the apex bodies of the supply chains, right? One is provided by the CSCMP, the other is by the Institute of Supply Chain Management, and the third one is the Association of Production and Inventory Control Society. So these are the three bodies which in which the most of the supply chain professionals have been housed in, or they are affiliated with. They share their knowledge, or even these bodies provide the various types of consultancies and suggestions for the improvement of the supply chain across the board, across the globe, in fact. So I would suggest you to read the first these three definitions, and then we can have a discussion. We can compare and contrast these three definitions given by the apex bodies, and then we see that how the definitions or the conception of supply chain which you have provided, how does that fit into the context of these three definitions. So you just take 5 minutes for that. Okay, so if you have gone through these definitions, let's start discussing that how the first definition. Can anybody just compare his or her definition or the concept of supply chain with these three, and then could come up with various contrasting points, or how does your definition in fact match with them?
Sir, basically all the definitions are explaining the same thing, that supply chain is basically managing all the processes in a way that you satisfy the end consumer. All the processes that you go through, they are streamlined and they are managed seamlessly without any faults, and with alignment and with proper arrangement, so that there is no difficulty in reaching the product to the end consumer.
Okay, so my point is that could you see any? Is your definition completely aligned with yours? Your definition completely aligned with these three apex bodies, or is there any contrasting view of how do you see?
Yes, I think it's aligned.
It's fine. So you think that it comprehensively encompasses, or let me put it another way, and this for all of you, that once we'll be discussing after that, by keeping with this these three definitions and having all that in mind, would you like to rephrase the definitions or the concepts of the supply chain which you have provided earlier, or you will stick to them that in cap all of what has been illustrated here? So if you think that the something could be improved, so then definitely you can rewrite your definition and then you can send. It may be clarified to you that what is supply chain and what is supply chain management. So if you have any question related to, or if you have some ambiguity about how as to how define supply chain management, or if you are not able to understand the supply chain cycle, so you can ask any question. So अगर आप सवाल नहीं पूछेंगे, तो I'll be assuming that you would have understood that what is supply chain management, and basically you can write yourself and define the supply chain management, and you can differentiate between supply chain and supply chain management.
I have one question that in the last definition, that the management, integration, and number of goods and services related activities among supply chain participant to improve operating efficiency. So basically, sir, what is the meaning of operating efficiency?
Okay, now you know that what this was after having these all three definitions and then plan this all, that if we conclude the crux of the supply chain is the management and integration of number of goods and services related activities. Management includes this. I am assuming the design, planning, execution, control, and monitoring. This is from the perspective of that I've written. Integration of all those information, material, and flows of a number of goods and services related activities among all the participants of supply chain, जिनको supply chain entities या organizations है, for improving the operating efficiencies. Means the efficiencies, there could be the various ways of measuring the efficiencies and the productivities. So it could be simply efficiencies, but it's more specifically it's operating efficiencies. For example, it's a cost per unit. Like can anybody tell me that how we gauge the cost per unit? What's the cost per unit? If I say the cost per unit or the productivity? Input divided by output.
So could you please repeat your question?
Yeah, so how we measure the cost per unit, or simple to say that if I say that what's the measure of a conventional measure of a productivity?
Sir, we divide total units by total cost.
Total, so that's the cost per unit, right? So the total input cost divided by total what you have produced. So that is in fact the cost per, in other way, supply chain activities, syncing, managing, integrating all those activities to reduce that cost by maintaining the quality and customer services among the collaborative, or obviously for the end customer. So the crux of all of the aspects and the definitions of supply chain, or the concept of the supply chain, is that it is management and the integration of all these plan, source, make, deliver activities. First, to reduce cost, then to maintain the quality and customer service with the good collaboration among the organizations. One thing which I would hear, Ali Riaz, what you mentioned about the operating efficiency. So why the firms are, or why the companies tend to focus upon the operating efficiencies and costs? Because previously, definitely you would be aware of the market structures, that you know that maybe 100 years back the market structure was like the monopolies. Maybe one company was producing one thing. For example, the Ford Motors, they were only company producing cars. Maybe one company was producing all that. So, but later on, that market structure turned into the oligopolies when there was a few number of companies, and then now it has turned to the monopolistic competition, that there are a lot of companies which are producing the same, or with the variant almost 99% of the same product. Okay. So that's why we call it the competitive market. And in the competitive market, and once we want to compete, having the red ocean strategy in mind, the only option which is left with the company is to reduce the cost in order to earn the profit. You cannot do anything, but you have to reduce the cost, because the company cannot increase the price. If you increase the price, obviously you will be lesser competitive. So the only option remained with the company is to reduce the cost, right? So this is the best red ocean strategy. Once we have a kind of a ferocious competition in the market, so supply chain could be a kind of the processes, or a process where organization has a space, our organization can reduce the cost by effectively managing. So that's why whenever we talk about the supply chain management, the cost management and the cost reduction comes first. So most of the companies, what they're doing for the supply chain management, they anticipate that the cost will reduce, and also their sharpness in terms of the customer service and the delivery of the product, that would also increase. Okay, so till now we have discussed these 4 pillars of supply chain, and we discussed the basic definition of supply chain. Anybody else, if you have any question about it, so you're most welcome to ask any comment if you want to, or anything we want to add. Please go ahead.
Sir, can you please explain one more time about
this plan,
the upstream and downstream supply chain management?
Yeah, so upstream supply chain is the supply chain of a company which is related to the acquisition of the raw materials and the components from the suppliers. So you just assume that, if you can just see me, that for example, this is a company, that assume me as a company. So this left side of me is my suppliers, and the right side of me are my customers. So that this my arm is reflecting or representing the supplier side, and this is representing my that customer side. So if this company's left wing, that is the upstream supply chain, because we are getting the raw materials, services, equipment from this particular wing. So that's the upstream supply chain.
Okay.
So from the upstream, it's flow. The reason, maybe, I don't know, that I'm not sure, but there could be a reason that they've put the upstream. Why? Because the material, for example, the components, the raw materials coming from supply to the company to its these are the upstream, and then within the company are the midstream, and from company to customer they are the downstream, right? Isko logistics point of view, say we call it the inbound logistic. Once we are getting something from our suppliers, or once something is coming into our company from our suppliers, vendors, whatever. So that's called the inbound logistics. Chain is connected with the inbound logistic. And once somebody is leaving from the company or a product is leaving from the company and going to the customer, that's called the outbound logistic. From the company is going to the, so downstream is linked with the outbound logistics, and midstream is linked with the process logistic. Your company can we move the product from maybe from one department to other departments. So upstream, simply the supply chain, the connection of the company with suppliers. Midstream is the supply chain within the company, and downstream is company to its customers. So that's how we define it: upstream, midstream, and downstream.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll be finishing at 11. And what else? In fact, I don't want to rush too much, and but this one would be our last slide. I'll be discussing a few elements in order to ponder upon that why there's a need of the supply chain, and then we'll be finishing off. Maybe you can just subscribe to my lecture, which is on the YouTube, and could get understanding of what we have already discussed. And in the next class, we'll be starting from here. Okay, there is always a question, especially the people from the various disciplines. They ask that why is there any overemphasis on the need of supply chain? Why there's a need to study the supply chain? Why there's a need to manage the supply chain? So I would be definitely sharing with you an article of the one of our professor, Harvard. He has written in the Harvard Business Review. So that article, it has in fact captivating the attention across the globe, that 60 to 70% businesses which failed or which could not survive during this pandemic. I'm not talking about the long before, during this last year, that was due to their malfunctioning of the supply chains. And number of people, number of organizations, those were considered as one of the prime and one of the best organizations in the world. They were not able to compete, and they were not able to keep the supply chain afloat because the due or the required attention was not given to the supply chain processes. So in fact, this pandemic, COVID-19, has exposed the importance of supply chain, and it has even exposed that we have to go beyond supply chain. That's previously, or traditionally, the concept of the supply chain is suppliers, company, and customer. This is what, and even what we are talking now is grossly supplier, company, and customer. But you know that what happened, that the COVID-19, this pandemic was spreading in China. So a lot of companies starting losing their upstream supply chain. There were a lot of disturbance in the upstream supply chain. So they were in fact perplexed, and they were taken aback that we are buying the material from our supplier. For example, a German company, they were saying that, okay, we are buying our material from a Polish company. So why the pandemic is affecting us? The reason was that that Polish supplier was supplying from the China directly, or either their supplier to whom that Polish company was getting their raw materials, that was in fact buying their raw materials or equipments or something from China. So at the end of the day, what was happening, that what we call the tier 1 supplier, the immediate supplier, and then tier 2 supplier, the supplier, and then likewise, so maybe the third supplier or the tier 3 supplier was getting their raw materials components from China, and there was a big disruption in China. So that affected, for example, supplier. Once suppliers was get affected, it translated to the supplier, and then supplier again to the company. So it means that we have to go beyond our immediate supplier, and companies has to take care of, or at least companies have to have knowledge of their second tier supplier, and even in a lot of cases to the third tier suppliers, right? So the concept or the definition of supply chain has been extended beyond this immediate customer and immediate supplier to the, maybe we call it traditionally channel integration. Just